Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. I am pretty much living in this sweatshirt at this point, but it's just that time of year where it's like you can't be bothered with trying to look cute and like wear clothes. You just wake up in the morning and want to put on as many layers as you possibly can, but that's not the point, okay? As you can see by the title, today we are talking about that event that I feel used to be bigger than what it was, but Sephora's made some changes in recent years, so it's not as, especially right now, it's not as big, but like people still talk about it. And I'm talking about the Sephora VIB sale. Like years ago, it was an event, you know, like people talked about it. You got these hauls of all these purchases and stuff like that, and that's because it's Sephora, okay? Things are a little more expensive there, and before they really only did like 2 sales a year. Like they didn't have, you know, that many items that you wanted in the sales section on Sephora. And you know, they had the spring sale and they had the fall sale, right? Well, in recent years they started doing that little $25 or $50 off around Christmas time after the fall sale, and then earlier this year they did that, you know, like surprise sale where they wanted people to come shop in store because of COVID. Like, you know, department stores and like in-store shopping really took a hit this year because everything shut down, so they had that little sale to get people to come in. So they've been doing more sale type things in recent years, but you know, still it's a place that sells like La Mer and Tom Ford, and that's where you get your expensive fragrances from. So when these times come around, you want to buy something, you know, you want to stock up on that stuff that costs a little extra coins to get, right? So I'm here with some things I would recommend you pick up during the sale. So if you want to know what they are, then let's go. So I am wearing everything that I have to recommend to you guys. I didn't do the video, you know, like talking about them and recommending them as I put them on, just because, listen, the channel name is called Too Much Mouth for a reason, okay? It would have taken like an hour, and we like to keep things short and sweet and to the point over here. So the first thing I have to recommend is this brow product. I was about to say pencil, but it's kind of a duo type thing from Rare Beauty, where it's got the gel on one side and a brow product on the other. Usually I use the mented brow pencil, but we're talking about things that you can only get from Sephora, or things you can get from Sephora. You can't get mented there. You can only get mented on Mented Site and Target, I believe. So how I usually do my brows is I just put like a gel through them. You guys know, microblading. And then I'll take whatever type of brow product to, you know, like fill in any little blank spaces that I might have in there. I usually don't like that type of waxy brow products, but again, like it's not that big of a deal to me because I'm just like filling in little spaces. I don't have to do much when it comes to my brows. I actually just really like this for the brow gel. Like this is a nice color for me. What shade is it though? Deep brown. Really for the brow gel, but I did use the actual like brow product side on my brows today as well. So if you're interested, go ahead and check that out. For eyeshadow, it's what I got on right now. I told y'all in the review video that this was going to be a palette I would get more use out of compared to some of the other things I've purchased from her. That is the new Mega palette from McGRATH. This is what it looks like on the inside. It's the one that this one retails for $78 compared to her other palettes that come with that retail for $125, and it comes with what, 18 shades compared to the 10, something like that. Y'all see how many pans are in it. I just love the colors in here. You guys, if you watch multiple videos from me, then you know like these are the colors you usually see on. You can do a lot with this one. Someone did ask me in the comments on that video, is this a shimmer palette? It pretty much is. I didn't realize that. Like sometimes I'll read the comments and answer in my head, or mean to answer, and my bad y'all, I just forget to go back and answer. So if you ask that question and you're watching this video, it pretty much is a shimmer palette. There's only like 3 mattes in here, but you know, you can still do a lot with this one. And like I said in the video about the Rare Beauty eyeshadow palettes, at this point I feel like a lot of people are like, I've got my go-to mattes and other ones, so it's not that big of a deal to them. But to answer your question, yeah, this is pretty much majority shimmer shades. There's only 3. But anyway, I am living for this palette, probably because it is a shimmer palette, because her shimmers, they just do something to you. They're so reflective on the eye. It's like you can't miss it when you wear these. Like these are shimmers that are going to shim. Okay, so if you want to check things out from Pat McGrath, you know her again, like we talking about the type of brands sold at Sephora that they be costing you some dollars. Now would be a good time to check it out, since it's going to be I don't think I mentioned this. You guys know by now, but if you don't, at Sephora how it works is if you are a beauty insider, you get 10% off. VIB gets 15% off, and then VIB Rouge gets 20% off. So that would be a good time to check it out. Now for my primer today, it's been a minute since I've recommended this in a Sephora haul, pick it up video type thing, but I went back to using it and I was like, okay, I see why I used to ride for you back in the day. That is the Tatcha Silk Canvas Primer. Now I know a lot of people are either like they like it or they don't like it. I've always been team I like it. You guys know they came out with the liquid version of it, which I did pick up earlier this year, and I did use that for a cool little minute, but I prefer the canvas version of it. Now some people also don't like it because, you know, you use like your finger in there. It does come with a scooper, but something like this is very easy to lose, so a lot of the time you just end up using your finger. Other than that, like I would prefer this over the liquid version, but just gives you like a nice smooth little silk canvas to your face. And I have oily skin, and as a primer, it does help control my oil throughout the day. So I'm still team Silk Canvas, okay? We ride for her. Okay, I kind of have a lot going on for foundation and concealer today, because you guys know a couple months ago I started using a foundation as concealer after seeing Megan Thee Stallion do it. And for that, I was using the Beauty Blender Bounce Foundation. So I was using the 4.45 shade as my all over shade, and I was using this shade 4.30 as my concealer shade, right? But then I tried the NARS Soft Matte Foundation, and I have pretty much been using this and the NYX Born to Glow as my all over face foundation shade. But again, we're talking about things you can get from Sephora. This is in the shade Guacu. Someone told me how like you're actually supposed to pronounce that, but I don't remember. So that's what we're going with. Okay, so today I used the Soft Matte as my all over face shade, right? And I also went in with the 4.30 shade, it's a lighter shade, as my concealer shade. But again, since we're also talking about things you can get from Sephora, and you guys know, like, I've never really been that big of a concealer person. I've never really had a favorite concealer, like a ride or die type thing, until this year, because I feel like this is the concealer that I keep going back to. So at this point, you could probably say it's my favorite concealer. That is the Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk Concealer in the shade 11.75, and actually these two shades match up really nicely. So yeah, I'm wearing this as well. So I've got Soft Matte all over my face, and then I've got Bounce Foundation and Luminous Silk in my T-zone, where you would highlight if you do like that highlighted look to your face. That's where I'm using those two products. Now this one I would recommend if you want to get it as a foundation, if you want to get it as something that you use as concealer. It has a nice formula for that type of look to your face. This one, of course, just actually no, I did try this as foundation and foundation as concealer. I don't remember how I felt about that one, but definitely recommend this as a foundation. And then as concealer, like I said, you guys know I don't like many, so if I'm saying I like really recommend this concealer, I really recommend this concealer. And it's Giorgio Armani, so it's not cheap, so now would be the time to get it. Now I've got oily skin, so y'all know I am coming through with the powders. I feel like in recent years people had not forgotten about, but they've kind of like moved on to other powders. Like back in the day, this was pretty much the powder, okay? This is the one, and like MAC Studio Fix, everyone was like, you need to have it, right? And then people started trying other things. Like in recent years, I feel like I've seen a lot of the FENTY powders. I've got a whole bunch of them sitting here, so it's like, which ones have people been talking about in recent years? But I feel like people kind of branched out, right? And then like midway through this year, Laura Mercier was like, we gonna bring it right on back here. Why? Because we're gonna release this in the honey shade, which was, you know, like a little bit more of a yellow shade. And listen, I mean, well, they got me, because I was one of the people who was like, you know, like maybe that was hype back in the day over that powder. But listen, here I am in October telling y'all that yeah, go ahead and pick this up in this honey shade. I feel like I haven't seen it look not amazing on anyone that I've seen use it, and I'm pretty sure it's the color, because it's pretty much the same formula that it's always been, but it's the color because it's that right type of, you know, banana type powder. Think more honey, you know, like back in the day when people were like, don't use banana powders, it's because they were talking about, you know, like those straight up yellow type of powders, and people were bathing in those things. But you know, in recent years, like even the Fenty powder, like that banana shade that they have, like it's a nice type of cooler yellow, but still a little more neutral into it type of thing powder. So that's probably why people have really been talking about this one. Another powder that I would recommend is the HUDA powder. This is their Easy Bake Loose Baking and Setting Powder. This is in the shade Cinnamon Bun. So after I, you know, do my face, I've talked about this in videos before, I like to go over just like a little light layer of a more skin tone, you guys know what I mean, a darker setting powder on my face, just because since I do like that highlighted look, we don't want to look, you know, too highlighted where we're, you know, we're almost like ashy in the face. So I do go over with this powder, and I think, did I just try this year? Or did this come out last year? This year, early this year, I think. I don't know. The Pat McGrath powder, again, this is the time that you pick up Pat McGrath. This is the blurring powder, and she does what she has to do, okay? Before I tried the new Mega palette, I was saying like this is probably the best thing that the brand has launched. We're talking like money. What you get. Yeah, I can probably still say that this is probably the best thing that the brand has launched, because it does what it has to do. Now it is very small. Look at it. It's very small, but I use it quite a bit. And I feel like it depends on how you use products. Like if you're very heavy-handed, maybe the size is something to worry about. But I also use like, you know, like 3 powders in one look, so I don't overdo it when it comes to that. So maybe that's why it doesn't take me that long to go through powders, but I am going to point out the fact that it is, you know, a small product. Something else I just recently reviewed is the new Sculpt stack from Melt Cosmetics. It's a cream highlight and contour stack, and today I used the deep shade for my contour. I told you guys I'd, you know, keep using it, and if you see me keep using it, that's how you know that I like it. I do like the product, but it's a cream product, and I feel like after the initial use, you gotta warm it up before you put it on your face, or it starts feeling like drying if you use your brush to pick up the product and put it on your face. So I find, you know, like using your actual finger to place the product where you're going to eventually blend it out helps warm it up a little bit before blending it out. But if you just use a brush, I feel like, you know, you just feel things are dry on your brush. That's how it feels. Other than that, I like it when it blends out, but I have oily skin, so I haven't been doing the whole stack, because you guys know, if you saw the video, like you can do the highlight shade, there's a bronzer shade, and then there's the contour shade. That was a little like too much cream for me. It does look nice, but it's a little more high maintenance to keep together because I have oily skin. So like I'll use 1, maybe 2 out of the stack, not all 3 together on my entire face. For blush, I pretty much only ever have 1 blush to recommend from Sephora, and you can also get it from Ulta. For my people out there who were like, can I get any of this from Ulta because their point system is better? Yes, you can get it from Ulta because it is from Mercier, which means you can also get the powder from Ulta as well. But this is their blush infusions. I would recommend a lot of the shades, but the one that I use pretty much in every look is the shade Grapefruit. They've got a darker purple shade, Cur Royal, which I use quite a bit, and then they've also got like a mauvey sangria shade. So those are the 3 shades I would recommend the most, but their blush infusions are probably my favorite blushes in general, so definitely check those out. Now for setting spray, you guys know I go back and forth on even caring about setting spray, but I have been liking this Rare Beauty Always an Optimist 4-in-1 mist, so I'm gonna go ahead and recommend it in this video. I feel like it's more of like that natural, but still gives you like a little glow look to your face, but isn't going to, you know, like overproduce oil or dry it out type thing. It's just that setting spray that just brings it all together. It just melts everything all together, and your face still lasts throughout the day. But maybe that's also a combination of everything that I've got on my face. Now for lips, I'm not sure if it's still available because it might have been a limited collection, but you know, I'm telling y'all what's on my lips right now, and since it is from a company that's sold at Sephora, maybe it's worth mentioning because maybe it is still on the website. But this is also from Melt Cosmetics. It is their nude. They came out with that nude like not N-U-D-E, but N-O-O-D, collection last year, and this is their deepest shade called Ebony, so I use that as a lip liner. So check and see, or I'll leave it in the description if I find it on Sephora's website. But I figured, you know, I'll throw it out there, and it might, if it's not on Sephora, it's definitely still on Melt's website, so I'm gonna tell you guys what it is. But that's what I use to line my lips, and then to fill it in, I used good old Gloss Bomb from Fenty. This is the original, like the first shade that came out with Fenty, but I also definitely would recommend Hot Choco Lit, because I, again, wear that in just about every look that I post on my YouTube page or just anywhere on social media. Where I have a glossy lip, it most likely contains Hot Choco Lit, so definitely pick that up. And then I believe they also have an orangey shade from, how many Gloss Bombs do I have? I like Gloss Bomb. I know there are people out there who don't like it, but I am team Gloss Bomb over here, okay? So that is it for everything that is on my face and everything that I have to recommend for this video. And like the title says, the sale is hitting us a little earlier than we usually expect it to, because we usually know this sale to come in like the first half of November, sometimes the first week, the second week of November, but the sale starts, I don't think I actually mentioned that in the beginning of the video, but the sale starts on October 30th, so 2 weeks, I believe, from today. So it's a little bit earlier, but listen, I'm giving you enough time to get your cart ready. Or I tell y'all, like, my cart's been ready because I've been trying not to buy stuff lately, because one, I knew the sale is coming, and two, just in general, like, oh, actually, the makeup brands kind of helped me not buy things because the launches have been meh at best. But I have seen some things that I wanted to buy, and I was like, wait on it, like that's coming. So when I saw that, I was like, I only have to wait like 2 more weeks. All right, bet. So I'm giving you guys time to get your carts ready if you do plan on shopping from the sale. And so I thought give you guys some recommendations. And yeah, I feel like that's pretty much it for this video. Those are the things that I would recommend. Those are some of the things that are different than what I've put in other recommendation videos, but of course I will leave those in the description down below if you want to see, you know, more things that I would recommend you pick up from Sephora during this sale. Let me know if you plan on getting anything from the sale, if you're a little bit more makeup focused, more skincare, more body care. Let me know all that in the description down below. Make sure to thumbs up, comment, subscribe, turn notification bells down below. Thank you all for watching. I will see you in the next one. Bye.